Hey everyone, welcome back. It has been a while. We are finally getting this Bound for Glory review out for you guys. Campo was not able to join us at last week, and he really wanted to do this, so we held off a week, and we are going to get it done for you guys this week. So without further ado, welcome Mr. Campo.Reviews back from a week's hiatus. How you been?
Wrestling.
Wrestling. A lot of wrestling. Trust me, I know. So let's get right into it. They did remove a match from this card, and they put it as a dark match after the show.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Originally, MK Ultra were set to defend the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships against Deonna Purrazzo and Tasha Steelz, but they didn't have enough time on the show, so they took it off, and they did it after as a dark match for Impact, like their TV show or whatever. Not the Impact TV show, but the Impact 30 or whatever it's called, like the smaller show. Yeah. But in that dark match though, MK Ultra did defend, so they won. But we'll go right into the first match. And what a way to start the show. You have Chris Sabin defending the X Division Championship against Kenta.
Match that dreams are all about. I did not. Okay, I'll tell you the one thing I didn't like. The way that the story in the ring was kind of told. Yeah. Because Chris Sabin wins, but he just got the shit kicked out of him for the whole match, and then very unbelievably won in the end.
Yeah, he had to hit 3 finishers to win.
Yeah, but the actual match was fantastic.
Yeah. And it was good to see Kenta back in an Impact ring.
It's good to see Kenta wrestling ever.
Yeah. I like, especially because of where they were in Chicago, he put Sabin up on his shoulders, teasing to go to sleep, and then just flips everybody off and says, "Nope, I'm not doing it." Like a little knock at CM Punk there.
And he was there.
CM Punk was there. Yeah. He was backstage. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. He's there. I won't be surprised if I see him. You might see him in an Impact ring. There's also talks he's going back. He might make an appearance at Survivor Series.
Well, I think Triple H is the one that said it, that they're not doing it.
Okay.
Actually, no, it wasn't Triple H. It was
one of the dirt sheets. I think it was Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, but I think he got the information from Nick Khan. It was from legitimately one of the upper people.
Yeah, that's saying it's not, because apparently Orton's going to be making his return, and you don't want to overshadow Orton's return.
It's so weird. I know this is not a WWE review, but we do this anyways. I don't understand. I maybe it's just because that era of wrestling was so absolutely garbage. But when they're oh, Batista or Randy Orton, I'm like, who cares? John Cena's coming. I'm like, great, John Cena.
That was dark times in wrestling. Randy Orton is, out of that group, I would say Randy Orton was the best wrestler from that era.
There's nothing about him for me that screams oh, this is an important person that I need to watch.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it. I'm
thinking Orton. I'm seeing Orton coming back. I see him being the one to dethrone Roman.
That's possible, and I wouldn't mind, because I don't care for Roman to begin with.
Yeah. People are starting to get really upset with Roman.
But Randy's in a place now where
he doesn't need it.
This is the unfortunate thing about WWE, where AEW has a lot of old guys, but they're mostly used in situations similar to the Japanese wrestling, right? WWE has this thing where as long as their name is big, they could be 50 and they'll give them the title.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be winning anymore. He's so injury prone that it's going to take one more injury and he's done forever. Do you want him to be the champion? They thought
this injury was the one that did him in.
That's what I mean. Do you want him to be your world champion and have any time he could get injured? And
he works well. They did it right with him when he was, as much as we don't like Riddle, that worked. That's where you put Randy Orton in a tag team.
Yeah, they were a pretty decent tag team.
And helping out the younger talent. You want him, because Orton he's one of the ones that's really he's got a good wrestling mind as well. Like
He does, but he's also a huge piece of shit.
Yes. But I think he's changed a little bit as he's gotten older. That's why this whole thing with Randy Orton with Matt Riddle worked, was because he was taking him under his wing. He allowed him to use the RKO. Like it's so I think maybe
He allowed him to use a neck breaker.
But you know what I mean? Like, but we're totally off topic on this one, but I mean, going back to what we were saying, Chris Sabin retains this, like you said, but it was still a fantastic match. Anytime we get to watch Kenta, it's something special.
Yeah, this is arguably the best match.
Yeah. No.
This is arguably the best match. Arguably.
Okay. We'll get later. I thought the next match was, or not this match, but like a match later on was much better.
No, he said the next match, everyone. So let's talk about the next match.
One of the later matches. Let me rephrase that, because this was not a better match. This was Moose, Rhino, and Burt Macklin and PCO in a Monsters Ball match.
You know what? It wasn't bad. I thought
it was just a plunder spot match, but it was fun. Yeah, that's what you need. That's all they're there for.
Moose actually worked really well in this situation,
and he didn't win, so that's a bonus. But he still has that briefcase, though.
And Rhino didn't win.
Yeah. And Burt Macklin.
Burt Macklin. They're seeing PCO off gracefully.
Yeah. Because how many more? But I mean, still, what this guy's doing in his 60s is like insane.
And he's also like a large man. Like he's very thick. Like I imagine the impact on his knees from doing all this stuff must be insane.
That's why he walks like a Frankenstein. That's not a gimmick.
Yeah, no kidding. But he still does it.
But he still does it. He still does it. He'll take the cinder blocks to the head. He'll take the heart, getting split open hard way. He'd rather get split open hard way than with blading.
Can you imagine Muda doing like a moonsault off the top rope to the outside?
No. And they're the same age, aren't they? They can't be that far.
No, he's a little bit older.
Muda, yeah, but still.
Tanahashi's basically like a year away from being Muda status, where he can't even go off the top rope anymore.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to do a moonsault. All he has to do is like a high five flow, and that's it.
He just needs to change his finishing move, I think.
Yeah. But PCO does go over in this match. Like you said, they're really putting a focus on PCO. Do you think they might give PCO one title run before he
they might let him win the digital media.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to win the world title.
Who's got the... Oh, right. Digital media. That might work because what's his name? Crazy Steve has the briefcase for that. In a Crazy Steve versus PCO match, I wouldn't mind watching that.
Yeah, it would be good. Or you can have Crazy Steve win and then have PCO win and then have PCO lose to put him over.
To put him over again. Yeah, like a best of 3 series kind of thing. Yeah, but it's good for PCO. Like I said, we don't know how many more years this guy's got left in him, but they're making it worthwhile and they're really giving him the respect he's earned, I think, especially this late in his career. Like he really, like, he was gone for 10 years. He's doing his
best wrestling.
Yeah, and he was away for 10 years. So, but good on him. Like I said, PCO goes over in a good match. Next we have a really good match, which was the ABC cashing in their briefcase for the Impact World Tag Team Championship against the Rascals. ABC are special, man. They are something special. That list is coming. I guarantee you that list is coming. But ABC, maybe if we do a list of the 5 up and coming teams, ABC's got to be up there.
Yeah, they're not going to make that 10 list. I'll just be honest with you.
But on an up and coming list, future stars, maybe they got to be up there.
Oh, for sure.
Like they just work, like when they were by themselves, Chris Bay was on his own and Ace Austin was on his own. They were okay. But when they came together is what really made them special, and it really works. And I really enjoy their teamwork. I really enjoy like the fact that they actually tag, like they wrestle as a team. You know what I mean? They don't just like, it's not individual. It's not a thrown together team.
They buy into it. And I think if you watch the early stuff when they both first joined Bullet Club, when Chris Bay was wrestling solo, it wasn't, he was missing something. And I think he figured it out now that he's been working with Ace Austin. I think that he realized like what he needed to get better.
Yeah, and even with Ace Austin, when he was on his own, or when he was doing that other faction with Sawyer Fulton and all that, I didn't like his character. Like, to me, he seemed like a Shawn Michaels, Marilyn Manson ripoff.
Yeah, it was about the time when he joined Bullet Club that he changed into like a different character, kind of, because he was kind of getting really weird with that magician shit.
Yeah,
I mean, he still has it, but it's not like how it was.
It's not over the top kind of thing. It's like,
no. Once they turned heel, like really heel with Bullet Club, they both figured it out, and then now they're kind of like faces.
Yeah, the crowd is super behind them. They are. And the thing is, how can you hate a team that works so well in the ring?
No, and they're great.
Yeah, they are great, and they win. They actually beat the Rascals in this match.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have a good lengthy run with these belts. They'll probably get a rematch with the Rascals. There's a few other teams out there. I think
they're going to get a rematch against the Guns, which is when they're going to implode on each other. It's going to be the final match where they are a team.
The Guns. Oh, the Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the Guns, like
Austin. Yeah, I know. I realized it after I said it. Or it could have been anyone. It could have been anyone at that point. Anyways, but yeah, I think I think that's probably what will happen.
It's always the right choice to put it on ABC. You can't go wrong. Even if it's not a long run, you can use it to put it like you did with Subculture. You put them over by having them, even though it was a short run, they beat ABC. There's not many.
They're establishing, right?
Yeah.
They're really trying to establish their divisions with their title holders now for the change that's coming, which we'll get to when it happens.
At the end of the show. But with that, we are going into arguably what was the best match on the show: Will Ospreay versus Mike Bailey.
Arguably. Yeah, wow.
I was not expecting Bailey to take it to that level. Like, Bailey's good. Bailey's
really good.
Yeah, but I was not expecting him to go blow for blow with Ospreay.
I think the thing is, he has a very similar skill set to Will Ospreay. I don't think he's as good of a wrestler. He's very good though.
If he can put on some shoes, maybe he might be a little better.
Yeah, I'm really worried for him. But it was so well put together. The way they told the story, it felt very much like Kenny versus Ospreay.
Yeah. Except
it had the same intensity.
Yeah, and the only difference is Bailey is not a household name right now because he's been spending a lot of time in Impact. You think he's AEW bound or WWE bound when his contract is up, or he's sticking with Impact?
I think he's so faithful. The only option is he's going to go to Japan.
Yeah,
because I think he's either staying
really well in New Japan.
Yeah,
or Noah.
But they keep teasing him in New Japan that he's going to win a belt, and then he never does whenever he wrestles somebody. So
see, that's the thing. That's the thing where I'm afraid he may leave Impact. Is like he's always there, he's always in the picture, but he's never been able to pull it off.
And I want to say the same thing about Gresham.
Gresham
is not even a main character anymore.
No, but this is where I think this may be going. Is now that ABC have the belts, we finally get that Gresham and Bailey tag team.
I would like that
because they would work so well as a tag, and they could have fantastic matches with the Rascals. You know, like,
and it also strengthens the vision, right?
Yeah, because you need more tag teams. Because Joya, we hardly knew you.
Oh, that's so sad.
They didn't even have a match.
The greatest theme song ever. They had a match.
They had one match, yeah. Can I get a Joya?
Yo, I thought you were gonna clap. It got me excited.
I did clap.
Yeah, this is a really
but this show like, even though like you said, Impact doesn't have those big crowds, but this show felt special. You know what I mean?
There was and it was really smooth. Everyone was behind it. There was very few mistakes. It was intense. There was a multiple finishers situation. We got a Tiger Driver 93 this time.
Yep. Yeah.
So
it was, this was my favorite match of the show. Even though all the matches were good. This was a really good show, but like this one was just because, like you said, Mike Bailey, you don't expect that from, like, Bailey's good, but you didn't think Bailey was that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what do you think? What do you think with Ospreay? Where do you think Ospreay's going to end up? You think he's going to go to Impact? Do you think he's going to go stay in Japan, AEW, WWE? He's at the money phase of his career right now.
He's going to go to AEW probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure. This is a thing too. A lot of people don't know this. Endeavor, who owns the UFC, is notorious for lowballing people who leave the UFC and go somewhere else.
Yes.
Like Ngannou was one of the best fighters they had, and now he's boxing because they didn't want to pay him.
So you don't think...
got robbed, by the way. He beat Tyson Kidd.
He totally beat Tyson Fury. Absolutely, he did.
Fury, yeah. Anyways, I think he's probably going to AEW because I think Tony Khan is very WCW-ish mindset. Like, he will give you the money you deserve.
Yeah, I don't think WWE...
Also, Will Ospreay in WWE would be lame. Because he's not the character that Jay White is, where I would be like, that character works in WWE.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay's all about the in-ring stuff, and when he's going 60%, it's not going to be good.
No. Mind you, he could have a good match against Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes.
I mean, yeah, but then they also would make it so, like, he falls off a building in a monster truck. I know that was WCW.
That was, yeah.
It's just like, either way, I think he's going to go there and
form a new United Empire with Aussie Open.
I don't know. I really, honestly, I don't know.
Because he already has that connection with Callis.
He does, and he's popular there, and Aussie Open's there.
Yeah. Maybe. I think they'd appreciate him more in AEW than they would in WWE too.
Yeah, I just think based on style, he doesn't work.
I remember a few years ago, WWE did the Cruiserweight Champion Tournament or whatever it was. And they brought in Zack Sabre Jr. And there was talks that they were going to sign him. And it's like, I'm like, holy shit, they're bringing in Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. And everybody's like, who? So the people...
Zack Sabre Jr. would work in WWE because his style's all mat.
But the thing is, though, like, the WWE purists only watch WWE. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't know.
I already know.
Yeah. So
I've been having arguments on the internet for the last 2 weeks because one of the big pages is doing like a poll thing every day where they post on YouTube community like a Seth Rollins and say top 5, top 10, top 20 out of the top 30. Okay. And there was just a whole community of people that were like, when they did the Batista one, that Dave Batista's top 5. And people in there who watch other things are like, Dave Batista's not even top 100. No. He's not. In all time, Dave Batista.
No.
The fuck did Batista do?
Nothing. He started a movie with Kumail Nanjiani called Stuber.
But listen, you can go for forever, right? Like Ted DiBiase's more important than Batista. Andre the Giant's more than Batista. These are people from back.
Yeah.
Right.
I would even put Bruno higher, Sheik higher.
Yeah. See, there's so many people, right? And then that's not even mentioning all the Mexican and Japanese wrestlers that you can at least pull 20 out of each fucking company.
Tenzan, I'd put higher than Batista. What's his name?
Marufuji,
Riki Choshu,
Mizawa. Yeah, like you can go forever. There's not even arguable.
Yeah.
Everyone says though that Roman Reigns is the greatest wrestler of all time.
On what planet?
Everyone says.
In the WWE universe.
Internet planet.
But we digress.
See, that's what I mean. That time frame is
you're
held in such high regard by people who grew up with it.
Yeah.
Not realizing that it wasn't actually good. Oh, I'm cutting out.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a thunderstorm, I think, going on right now. Yeah, I think we're good now. Okay. But yeah. I wouldn't put him. But going back to the match at hand, Will Ospreay wins. This was a fantastic match. I really enjoyed this match. I really enjoyed this whole card up until this point. I was invested. The storylines had me. It was pretty good. So with that, we're going into a 20-person intergender call your shot gauntlet match, which is essentially their version of a Royal Rumble. But it's intergender. And the women performed really well
Intergender.
in this match. Like the entrants were
The
Jake
women?
something. Sorry.
Go, you tell me.
Yeah, the entrants were Jake something, Eddie Edwards, Kenny King, Juventud Guerrera. I don't know where they pulled him from. Johnny Swinger, Giselle Shaw, Jody Threat, Kylan King, Sonny Kiss, who made his Impact debut. Then you had Bully Ray, Matt Cardona, Jordan Grace, Eric Young, Joe Henry, Brian Myers, Heath, Kazarian, Rich Swann, Jonathan Gresham, and Dirty Dango. This was a good
Sonny
showcase.
Kiss was
Go ahead. Sorry. You're saying Sonny Kiss?
Sonny Kiss was the best part of this whole match.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun.
I'm definitely lagging still.
Yeah. No worries. But yeah, Sonny Kiss was the best part. I kind of gave a little pop when I saw Sonny Kiss come out. Like holy shit, Sonny Kiss. I got a little excited for that. Matt Cardona, we were expecting.
But Go finish your Matt Cardona.
No, I'm saying Matt Cardona, we knew he was coming. The fact that Jordan Grace was the one that eliminated him was kind of fun. Jordan Grace put on a really, she put on. I was kind of hoping we get the Jordan Grace versus Jonathan Gresham, but they did work together at one point.
They also almost fought each other.
Yes. But you were going to say about Sonny Kiss. Go on.
He came in the ring
mm-hmm.
and pulled off like 3 absolutely phenomenal banger moves.
Mm-hmm.
I was
like, the point where Bully Ray was impressed, and he did like the whole table spot with him, and
I think that's great. I'm glad, because you knew that Sonny Kiss had something, or Kenny Omega would not have worked on that match.
Yeah. But the thing is he signed, or is he just a one-off appearance?
Probably a one-off.
Yeah. Unlike what happened is Joey Janela is signed with New Japan.
Yeah, Joey Janela signed with New Japan, and Johnny TV, I think is his name now.
Yeah.
Is on AEW, but neither one of them ever wrestle.
Well, Joey Janela is facing Toru Yano at Lone Star.
Yeah, for the first match, because he's been wrestling in GCW and MLW like this whole time.
Yeah. But the winner of the match, surprisingly, was Jordan Grace by eliminating Bully Ray last.
Yeah, Bully Ray won last year, right?
Yes. That's how he got the title shot. And that's when he turned heel. But they're slowly turning Bully Ray back to face. And because
they want to bring the Dudley Boys back, and they can't do that if they're heels.
If they're heels, exactly. But I mean, Jordan Grace, yet again, she gets another title opportunity. She's going to go after Trinity at their next event, at the event we're going to, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's hope Jordan Grace wins that match. But I mean, Jordan Grace, it was a fun match. It was good. Like you said, Sonny Kiss was the best part. And they didn't let it drag on too long either. It was under 30 minutes. I know sometimes these Battle Royal matches can go on 40, 45 minutes. It was fast. It was, instead of every 3 minutes, it was every minute and a half they had somebody in. You know what I mean?
And they definitely still lied about that.
Oh, yeah.
Because at one point, someone walked down, and as soon as they got in the ring, the next person was coming out.
Yes. WWE does that. I did that one year with the Royal Rumble, and like between two entrants, it was maybe like 2 minutes, and then the next entrant was like 5.5 minutes later. So if you average it out, it's 3 minutes, but
I guess, yeah.
But with that, we'll go into our next match. Our co-main event: Trinity defending the knockout women's championship against Mickey James, kind of a returning Mickey James. We saw her at Impact 1000, but like this was her title shot. I think Mickey's done.
I'm worried that Mickey's gonna leave.
Where's she gonna go?
I don't know, but she looked really good.
Do you think she'll join her husband in WWE?
That's like, there's always a possibility, right? But I think she's important to the women's division.
Yeah, she's kind of like the next Gail Kim there. You know what I mean? She's really having a positive influence on the women's division. Like we can't stress it enough. Like this year, like their women's division is the best women's division in North America right now. And
easily.
They got the best talent. Like even the bad matches are good matches.
Yeah, it's like their low tier is still good,
Yeah.
right? Like WWE has a lot of really good women's wrestlers, but they don't know how to book matches.
Yeah.
And AEW right now is struggling from injuries and also not being able to book matches.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is there's more of a balance in WWE. In AEW, it's top heavy, and then everyone else sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like it's weird, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Impact
Like,
is just good.
yeah, they know how to use their women's division properly. But this was one of the better matches I've seen Trinity wrestle since winning the belt.
I agree.
Now, was that Mickey James that was carrying her along, or was that?
I don't know. It was the story that it told too. Like it just flowed. I honestly didn't believe in the finish.
Yeah,
Like
that she tapped out.
yeah, but I also didn't want Mickey James to win.
Yeah, I don't think Mickey needs another championship run.
We don't need and she was champion for far too long last time as well.
This was a good way though for her to lose, but she's finished her retirement tour because she never lost the belt. But now she doesn't have that stipulation anymore where if she loses, she retires, right? So this is a good way to keep her in the company, use her sporadically, not, kind of like, like what they're doing with Tanahashi, throw her in a tag match here and there, like still keep her
let her
in
build a tag team.
Yeah. Keep her in the picture, but not like, main event status.
Take one of your young female wrestlers, pair her with Mickey James as a tag team, and let them go for the title.
Giselle Shaw turns on the Shantaraj and joins Mickey James.
No, that won't happen.
But that would be a good tag team, though.
It would be. But you need more young. You need like a Billy Starks, like someone that's in the pipeline. Because I don't think anyone on the roster is like maybe Kylan King, but she's already with
Jody Threat.
Yeah, but Jody Threat's old.
Yeah. But anyway, Trinity does retain though, and that was the smart move. I don't think Mickey James should have won this match. So, but it's still like, don't get it wrong. It was just the right length too. It was about 10-12 minutes, so it wasn't too long either. Usually with Trinity matches, if they go over that mark, it kind of drags.
Yeah, usually when they pass 5 minutes, it drags.
No, but this was 12 and it wasn't bad. So with that, main event of the night, Alex Shelley defending the Impact World Championship against Josh. This was another fantastic match.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Shelley and Josh, like Josh is in his prime and Shelley's a little bit older, but man, can they still go.
Yeah, I don't even know. It was a solid match. It wasn't match of the night.
No.
I think there's 2 other matches.
Yeah. But Josh reminds me, like I said, he's starting to look like peak Kurt Angle, like end of WWE, early Impact Kurt Angle, that type. And not just because he has a shaved head, but like his style, the way he works, like.
That was your go-to, not because he has a shaved head, not because he looks and wrestles like a wrestler.
No, it's the in-ring work. Like his styles are very.
His style and his look is Kurt Angle.
Yeah, but
it was weird to me that your thought process was because he has a bald head. That's why he's like Kurt Angle.
No, I said not just because he has a bald head and wears a
just because he has a bald head.
Yes.
No, he's good.
Yeah.
He's gonna be he's not young anymore, but
no, but I mean he's not like he's got a good few years left in him. And he's got at least another 1 to 2 runs.
Do you think Ethan Page's career turns out better if he stayed in Impact?
100%. But then again, I can't really say that either because they may have been stuck in a tag the whole time.
But they would have been a really good tag team.
They were the longest running tag champions for a while.
There you go.
The North. They were a great tag team. But then again,
I'm sure he's getting paid a lot now.
Yeah. But then again, would we have had this Josh Alexander run over the last 3 years if Ethan Page would have stayed?
No, maybe. But you also probably would have got a really good Ethan Page run.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they would have pushed Ethan Page.
kind of like what they did back in ROH 15 years ago between Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, kind of thing when the Wolves split up.
Exactly like that.
The babyface Josh against the heel Ethan.
Yeah. Kind of like what they're doing with the Motor City Machine Guns right
But
now.
yet they're still together.
But they won't be for long.
No. But at least the Machine Guns have had an amazing run.
Yeah. Top 10.
But like I said, great match. All in all, this was a great show. Before we get into the major announcement, what would you score this show?
Do me a favor. Open up the list. Oh, you can't sort. Okay, you tell me your score.
No. What are you looking for? I know where it is.
What's my highest score I gave an Impact show?
8-1.
This is an 8-3.
Yeah. Absolutely. You gave Impact Night 1 Impact 1000 an 8-1. So this is an 8-3. And I went a little lower. I went very close, but I gave it an 8. This clearly was their best show of the year. This is their biggest show of the year, and they went all out and they pulled out all the stops. Every match from beginning to end was a fantastic match. You know, some flaws here and there, but like all in all, this was probably one of the best Impact shows of the year. Pay-per-view,
It was.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the scores out of the way, we get our big announcement. We have this little vignette coming where they all they're all around a campfire. You get all the big stars from Impact coming in, and they make the announcement that they're returning to the name TNA. I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, here's the thing. Are we actually talking about this, or was
that
just
we will talk about this. This is part of the show.
I think it works for many reasons. Number one, every company has a 3-letter name. Okay. Or like an abbreviated name. So it's not so much the meaning of total nonstop action anymore. It's just that the name TNA, and it's recognizable. It's easy to market it. It looks like it's a decent looking logo. It has nostalgia to it. Impact was the name of the show, like Raw.
Yeah.
Imagine if WWE just changed their name to Raw. After a while, you'd be like, oh, okay, like when you wait all these years and someone's like TNA, people want that.
Yeah.
And Scott D'Amore said he's like, every time we're at a show, people are chanting
Still
TNA.
chanting TNA. My only thing is they've really come into their own as Impact.
I agree, but I think this is their chance to start the new era by doing something new.
Okay.
And you still have Impact. It'll be the name of the show. Is Impact, right?
Yeah. But when they made the announcement, the locker room went ballistic. They really like the name change. And
he cut a good promo.
Yeah, it was a very good. He cut an amazing promo. But like I said, the only thing is like there's also a lot of negative stigmas behind the name TNA.
But I think this is their chance to fix it.
Yeah. So basically take what they've learned as Impact Wrestling and apply it now to TNA.
Yeah, and like I was never a fan of TNA. I still think it's a bit cheesy in the wrestling world.
It was a Vince Russo thing, right? You think TNA, you think tits and ass, right? Like literally, like, hate to be blunt, but that's true though, right?
But the original name was supposed to be because it was like Tuesday, because the show was supposed to be on Tuesdays. It was like Tuesday.
So it was NWA
or something.
It was NWA TNA Tuesday night action or something like that.
Yeah.
But when NWA left, they just changed it to total nonstop action because that same idea, it was NWA and TNA was the name of the show.
Yeah.
Whereas but they kind of left that aside because Jarrett came in with, was it Global Force Wrestling or whatever it was called? And they kind of merged.
So they were Impact for like 6 months. And then they became Global Force for like 6 months and then went back to Impact.
And like you said, they've had a lot of ups and downs. They finally come into their own, I think. I think Impact is safe to say they are the third biggest North American promotion right now because I don't count Ring of Honor
by a long shot. I don't think anyone else is even remotely close to that because Ring of Honor doesn't count.
No, and neither does NXT.
Yeah.
And they've really found their niche. They know what works, they know what doesn't. As long as it doesn't change the product that we're getting, I'm all for it.
I don't think it's going to. I just think that it's going to bring more eyes to it. The people who haven't been watching are going to see, oh, TNA's back, and they're going to be like,
yeah. Okay. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have Noah Demolition Stage, I think it's called. Demolition Stage.
Yeah, stupid name.
It's a typical Noah name. So join us tomorrow for that. That main event is Keno and Jake Lee for the GHC Championship. So tune in tomorrow for that. With that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.